Hey everyone, thank you for joining me. So as you can see, the knife is disassembled, and I previously posted this knife as the 4th of July knife, and I didn't completely finish it before that video. I just really wanted to get it up for the 4th of July. Like I said, it wasn't completely finished, but I did have a little more time with it here recently, and I decided to do the things that I really wanted to do to the knife to actually complete it. So we can start off with the scales. I will use the show side scale, and as you guys can see, I did put that starburst pattern, or that, I guess I was trying to go for a firework explosion, but I think it came up pretty good. The CNC did its job with that ball nose tip bit. Really created those lines that I was looking for. Now, before completely finishing it, I did not have it contoured, but you can see I did contour the scales, so you get to see that more of that cool fat carbon material. Again, this is the Nebula fat carbon, the red, white, and blue, just really pretty stuff. And then I put a pretty aggressive bevel here on the bottom, so you get that really comfortable feel in hand. And the reason I did that was when I'm contouring on the sanding belt, it wasn't able to reach here since it is further in on the scale, but that's where the Dremel came in. And really quick, we'll check out the pivot collars. So I have a red and blue one. You can see they fit nicely in there. Same with the red. The red goes on the other side because the hole is a lot larger for the pivot to go through, but you can see it really pops against these scales. Another thing I really wanted to do for quite a while was the harpoon shaped blade. So that is exactly what I did here. And as you can see, it does have that harpoon shape, which I was always curious about it. So I just went ahead and did it on this one, and I'm really happy with it. I did etch and stonewash it. Let me know what you guys think of the harpoon shaped blade. Really curious about you guys' thoughts. And then I did put a rock pattern texture on the top of the spine. Another thing I did for the thumb studs, on the show side scale, I did 2 flat spots because it's always a pain to take off using pliers, and then you end up scratching it. And I figured, why not just do something that would make my life easier disassembling the thumb studs. And I did add a gold hue to the inside, so I heat anodized it a bronze color, and then I used 280 grit, or no, 220 grit to clean up the sides. Camera's really not picking it up. You can see it here. You get the gold inner lines that the sandpaper couldn't reach, and I think it looks really good. But very pleased with the blade, since it came out exactly like I wanted. And of course, I had to create a custom backspacer out of the same material. Functions beautifully. It's really strong, so there was no reinforcement needed. And I think it's a little bit tighter than the original, but that just means that it closes a lot better. So really happy with that. I went ahead and did the same rock pattern texture on the lock bar. Etched and stonewashed it, came out beautiful. Always pleased with that rock pattern texture, and it's just really enjoyable to do. I might have to do a video on how to do that. Pivot collar's good, and then I gave the hardware an all satin finish, so it looks really good against the fat carbon scales. And finally, I did create a custom pocket clip. Now this is made of white G10. Again, like I said before in my previous videos, G10 works surprisingly well for pocket clips, and that's why I decided to do it in G10. Plus it goes with the whole theme, red, white, and blue, which I think just cohesively comes all together very well. And just in case something does happen to this pocket clip, because there are accidents out there, I did etch and stonewash the original, and I gave it a rock pattern texture on the edge, just for those little details. Again, it's always little details that go a long way. But that's pretty much what I did to it. I'll talk a little bit more about it once it's assembled. And let's get right into assembling it so we can see what it looks like. So here it is all assembled, and I'm really pleased with the Nebula fat carbon scales. I do like that contrast with the pivot collar. And then here is the other side with the red pivot collar. And I know the pocket clip is a little bit on the larger side, but I was trying to go for a wavy flag feel. I don't know if that's showing through, but let me know down below if you guys can see what I'm seeing. And I made sure that it's nice and comfortable in hand. Gave it a nice contoured and then gradual decline here in the front, but it does function beautifully, fits comfortably in hand. And again, that satin finish on the hardware just really complements that darker area of fat carbon. And then we can check it out opened up, which the action is still great. I love the AD-10. It's one of my favorite cold steels. But there's the harpoon blade with that etch and stone wash. And then you have that rock pattern texture on the spine of the blade and then on the lock bar itself. Another thing I forgot to mention was I did stone wash the aluminum liners just to match the stone washed blade and lock bar. But here it is opened up. Take a look at the pocket clip side. And again, we have those thumb studs. You can kind of see the gold around it here on this. I think it just has a cool effect. Same with this side. And again, I made sure that there are no hot spots with that pocket clip. Even when you choke up, you can't really feel that pocket clip. And you can reach that harpoon sectioned area. Of course, I gave it a fresh edge. And I think my sharpening skills are getting a little bit better. So just want to show you guys how sharp I was able to get it. Now, when I sharpen a blade, I like my blade to have a bit of a bite, so I do a medium. I use a medium stone with my Lansky sharpening system, and I'll leave a link down below of what system I use for sharpening my blades. But as you can see, there is a pretty aggressive edge. I just prefer a bite on my edge. I think it just cuts a lot better. But there's the custom cold steel AD-10. I guess you can call it either the 4th of July theme or the Nebula theme. I think I'll go with the Nebula theme, but there it is, and in its finished state. Also, just really quick, wanted to mention that this knife will be up for sale on my website, and that link will be down in the description. So if you guys are interested, it will be up there for you guys to pick up. Again, you guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate the support, and as always, I will see you guys on the next one.